In this segment of the video, we'll look at adding a timer to our game. A timer is a loop that counts down from a set value. We'll add our timer loop in the background of our app, so it will always be running and only be triggered when the game starts. But first we'll need a way to display the time to the user. Tap on our scoreboard text box and find the icon at the bottom that says Clone. Click OK. This will make an exact copy of our scoreboard text box. Tap on the new text box we just created and tap next to Name. Let's name this new text box Timer. Now tap next to Text and enter Time. Tap on the X in the upper right corner to close the editor, and then press and hold in the center of our new text box, and let's drag it to the upper left corner of the screen. Now we'll look at adding our timer loop in the background of our game. Tap anywhere on the page to open the page editor, and tap on the Scripting tab. At the top of the list you'll see When Page is Displayed. This is an example of a page level trigger. Any scripts under this trigger will run as soon as the page loads. Tap on When Page is Displayed, and then tap on the green plus sign to add a script. Choose Variables and Calculations, and scroll down until you find the script Set Variable. Tap next to Name, and let's create a new variable named Time Left. Now click next to Value. Since when our page first loads, the game won't be running, we want to make sure the time left is set to 0. Click Save. Swipe right and tap on the green plus sign to add another script. Just as we did with our game loop, we'll want to create a new variable to control our timer loop. Tap on Variables and Calculations and find the Set Variable script again. Tap next to Variable Name, and we'll call this new variable Always On. Tap next to Value and give it a value of On. Swipe right again and tap on the green plus sign, and this time choose Program Flow Control. Now choose While Loop. This will be the loop that controls our timer. Tap next to Variable Name and enter Always On. This is the new variable that we just created. Tap next to Comparison Value and enter the value of On. As long as the variable named Always On equals On, this loop will run. Now tap on the green plus sign under the Scripts section of our loop. Tap to open Program Flow Control, and this time choose Pause. Now we need to change the duration from 1.5 seconds to 1 second, so that our timer will count down by seconds. Swipe right to return to the list of scripts under our loop. Tap the green plus sign again, open Program Flow Control again, and now we'll add a new script called If Conditional. This script allows branching decision points in our programming logic. It compares the value of a variable to a given value and runs a specific set of scripts based on whether the comparison is true or false. Tap next to Variable Name and enter Time Left. Now we need to change the comparison type. Tap next to Comparison Type and choose Is Greater Than. Tap next to Compare Value and enter 0. This script will look at the value of the variable named Time Left. If the value is greater than 0, it will run scripts under the true condition. If not, it will run any scripts under the false condition. Tap on True Condition now. Tap on the green plus sign to add a script, and choose the Variables and Calculations script group. Scroll down until you find Subtract from Variable. Tap next to Variable Name and enter Time Left, and then tap next to Value and enter 1. Swipe right to return to the list of scripts under our true condition and tap on the green plus sign to add a second script. This time choose the Animation and Set Properties script group. Scroll down until you find the script Set Text. Just as with our scoreboard, we'll use this script to display the current time to the user. Tap next to Object Type and choose Text. Then tap next to Object Name and choose the new timer text box we just created. Now tap next to Text. Again, just as with our score, we'll enter time, left curly brace, time left, right curly brace. This will display the word time, and then the current value of the variable named time left. Click Save and swipe right again to return to our list of scripts under our true condition. We'll need to add one more script here because we want something special to happen when time left equals 0. We want the game to end. So tap on our green plus sign to add a script, tap on Program Flow Control, and again choose If Conditional. Tap next to variable name and enter time left. We'll leave the comparison type as equals. Tap next to compare value and enter 0. Tap on True Condition and tap on the green plus sign to add a script. Tap on Variables and Calculations and scroll down until you find the script Set Variable. Tap next to variable name and enter Game. Now tap next to variable value and enter Off. Remember, the variable named Game is what controls our game loop. As long as game equals on, our game loop will run. But when time left equals 0, we want to turn our game loop off. Loops and conditionals can be a little tricky, so let's take a moment to look at our programming logic. When the page is displayed, we're going to set the variable named time left equal to the value of 0, and we're going to set the variable always on equal to the value of on. Then the program's going to check, does always on equal on? Since the answer is yes, it will run the scripts within that loop. It will pause for 1 second, and then the program will check, is time left greater than 0? At this point, the answer is no, so nothing will happen, but that's okay because our game hasn't started yet. So let's look at triggering our timer when our game starts. Tap on our Start button and tap to open the Scripting tab. Tap on the Trigger When button is touched. Tap on the green plus sign to add a script and choose the Variables and Calculations script group and find the script Set Variable. Tap next to variable name and enter time left. Now tap next to value and enter 60. Remember, our timer is counting down by seconds, so a time left value of 60 will be a 1-minute game. Swipe right to return to the list of scripts under our trigger, and let's reorder these scripts so that the set variable script runs before run subroutine. Let's take a look at our programming logic again. When the page is displayed, we're setting the value of 2 variables. We're setting time left equal to a value of 0 and always on equal to a value of on. So the program will check, does always on equal on? The answer is yes. So it will continue to run the scripts within that loop over and over again in the background of your game. It will pause for 1 second and check, is time left greater than 0? When a user hits the Start button, the value of time left will equal 60. So now when the program checks, is time left greater than 0, the answer will be yes, and it will run scripts in the true condition of that conditional statement. It will subtract 1 from the value of time left and check to see if time left equals 0. If the answer is no, it will go back and continue to run the scripts in that loop. It will pause for 1 second, check is time left greater than 0, over and over again until the value of time left does equal 0. When that happens, it will trigger the scripts under the true condition of that conditional statement and set the variable game to off, which will stop our game loop from running. Let's run our app now to see if everything is working the way it should. Now when you tap the Start button, you should see the timer start to count down from 60 in the upper left corner. If you let the timer run down to 0, you'll notice that the timer stops counting and the bug stops moving because our game loop has now been turned off. Great job!